Most men out there are all about having free access to a woman's body and having total control of that woman. In the past, it was very easy for men to achieve it because women were their properties and their slaves. But modern women are rising up and fighting for their rights. They are fighting against it, and it has made it so difficult for men to achieve that. So what are men now doing about it? Some men have resorted to tapping into the vulnerability of women and taking advantage of them. Imagine a man in his 40s dating a young adult, a woman that is 18 years old or 19 years old, or even in her early 20s. That right there is a disaster.
How old are you guys?
22.
40. That's an age gap. She has daddy issues. So, what made you attracted to a 40-year-old man?
Personality? Yeah.
Do you think that's the truth? So, how'd y'all meet?
My job.
What do you do?
I'm a dancer.
Oh, okay. So, money had nothing to do with it.
No. I saw him before he had money.
So, how do you feel about her being a dancer? I have no problem with that. You know why? Because the simple fact is, that's what she loves to do. She loves to entertain, and she loves that type of attention. I know she ain't gonna go out behind my back, so I'm good. So if I went to her club and I wanted to get a lap dance with your woman, that's totally okay in your mind? I literally send dudes to her to get lap dances.
Okay, so what do we call that? Is that man really into that woman? To him, he thinks she's with him because of his money. He brought out his wallet and he tapped on it. She's with him because of his money. That's what he thinks. Just imagine someone that thinks of a woman that way. He's also talking about sending guys to her for lap dance. I don't think he truly cares. I don't think so. I'm not saying that if you're in a relationship with a woman that is a pole dancer, a stripper, that you should stop her from doing her job. That's a different conversation entirely. I'm not even going to talk about it. But what I saw, that man is not into her. I think he loves what she does. He loves lap dance. He loves all the dancing, and he wants to have more of her. So he decided to date her. That's what I think. There's always a pro and a con when it comes to things in life, and people do whatever they do for personal reasons. Some people may be lucky with the age gap marriage and relationship, but majority of the people out there are not lucky. And I'm here to speak on what is common out there. That's the majority, what people are experiencing, and the common reason why majority of men go for the age gap relationship. Most of the times, the ladies involved in this age gap relationship are naive and they've got less life experience, and to me, that is exploitation. You might have consented to the marriage or relationship, but in reality, that lady is oblivious to the situation. She has no idea of what she just got into.
Mr. Maxwell.
Yes, ma'am.
You have an 18-year-old girl pregnant. You did that. You did that. It wasn't on purpose, but you did it. You got a girl, baby girl, daughters. If some 44-year-old got your 18-year-old daughter pregnant, what would you like him to do about it?
Man up and be responsible with the situation.
Do you intend to be? Because my understanding is you're done.
Yes, ma'am. Because
you want to cut her loose and just walk off.
But see, I don't want it to come off as though I'm just turning my back on her and the child. It's that I'm going to be responsible and be there for her and the child. But if it's not going to be feasible for me in this relationship where I'm going to be straining mentally as well as financially, as well as taking care of the cleaning in the house and everything like that, then it's not a good thing for me.
Do you not clean house?
I mean, I clean sometimes, but I mean, I'm pregnant. I don't feel like doing it most time. I don't feel like it.
Now, Ms. Cannon.
I don't be feeling good.
I was pregnant, ran a courthouse, had a 3-year-old, 2 stepchildren, cooked and cleaned. You can clean the house.
I mean, I know I can do it, but most of the time I just don't be feeling up to it. I be feeling sick.
I did that too. You throw up, get out of the bathroom, pick up the mop. Let me say this to you, Mr. Maxwell. Your problem, well, you got a lot of problems, and I really don't like what you did. I really don't. I find it selfish, self-centered, small-minded. But having said that, let me say this. You have created a situation. Give her an opportunity to grow up and help her grow up. Don't be irritated that she doesn't know. Tell her what she needs to know and allow her to grow into being the woman that you need her to be.
Yes,
that's what I'm asking of you. Do you think you could do that?
Yes.
Or are you really just, don't lie.
I'm willing to do that, but I'm just at the final straw that, it's like right here now.
Take a look at Ms. Cannon over there. What do you think you've done to her? Take a look at her. Big man. Look at that. You've crushed her.
I don't want to hurt her.
Well, you are. You have
Honestly,
the power.
I'll be honest with you, I love her. I care a great deal about her.
But she can't satisfy all your needs right now, so you just gonna bounce. That's what you're telling me. You don't love her enough to bring her along. You don't love her enough to let her get a chance to get her feet up under her. You want what you want right now, and you should have it all, and you shouldn't have to wait. And you shouldn't have to take someone that you love who's going to be imperfect, because we're all imperfect, and help them become what you need each other to be in the relationship. You're too selfish to put that time in. Is that what you're telling me?
No, ma'am. I'm not telling you that.
Then what are you telling me?
I'm telling you that it's pretty much a wrap, because we're not seeing eye to eye with a lot of things.
That's what you're telling me.
We're not seeing a lot of things that we should be seeing together.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Heck of a time to find that out.
Yeah.
Heck of a time to do that. 44 years old. You should be ashamed and embarrassed.
So can I say something, young?
When divorce court continues, Judge Lynn doesn't let up on Lawrence.
Has nothing to do with gender. It has to do with being grown and old and taking advantage of somebody who doesn't know any better. And as soon as you don't get exactly what you want, you knock her up and kick her to the curb. That's what I'm upset about.
Period. She said it. He just took advantage of her. He just saw the opportunity and took advantage of her. Imagine a 44 years old man with a lady that is 18 years old. He got her pregnant and he doesn't want her anymore. He's hopping on to the next young woman. I might be wrong, but I think he already has someone else he's seeing. So he wants to get off her and hop onto the next one. You see how he's so hell-bent on leaving that woman because he has made up his mind. He's done. Mission completed. When I read comments in the comment section of where this video was posted, people were pissed, saying, why did the judge have to compare herself to the young girl? I just think that was the judge letting the lady know that it's not easy being pregnant. It's not easy being with a man. Being pregnant has a lot of weight on you. You have a lot to deal with. No one is coming to rescue you. With your pregnancy, you need to eat. You need to clean up. You can't stay in a dirty environment because you're pregnant. No one is coming to rescue you, especially when the man that got you pregnant is no longer interested in you. So you have to pick yourself up and push through. It's a difficult situation, of course, we know, but you cannot use that as an excuse. And I think that's a message the judge was trying to pass across to the young lady. That man is not a good person. In the first place, a good man wouldn't find himself in such a situation. Legally, what he did is not wrong. Yeah, by law, it's not wrong. Because she's 18 plus, it's not wrong. But morally, that is wrong. Totally wrong. Men who engage in such acts are walking red flag. Most of them do this because they want control. They want to control that woman and everything about her. They find women of their age range intimidating, so they go for the less intimidating women, the naive ones that have no idea of what life is all about. Some of those men that do such, they crave attention and they believe that they can get undivided attention from younger women, and some of them are going through midlife crisis.
Guys, just date younger women. I promise you this is going to solve most of your problems, because if you are significantly older than her, you're more established and successful in your life, and women are attracted to a man who's more advanced or ahead of them in life in some way and can lead them. This is the key. I've dated women my age, I've dated women older than me, and I've dated women younger than me, and this is just the way it goes. Across history and evolution, a woman follows a man who's a strong leader. And if you're older than her, it just sets it up that way to where she doesn't really have much room to disrespect you or bust your balls. If you are at least 4, 5, 6 years older than her, it just sets it up to where she's not going to disrespect you because she doesn't have as much life experience. She's probably not as successful or established as you are. It's just the way it goes. Or she's not going to try to lead the relationship, which is what a lot of modern, Western, spiritual, conscious women are going to try to do. They're going to try to take control of it. And so this just leaves less room. And I've dated women at all age groups, and the ones that are younger want to listen and like, okay, yeah, wow, that's amazing, and just follow your lead.
That shows how a lot of men think. They love to take advantage of women and have total control of women. Some men, when they can't have access to a woman they like, a woman they're crushing on, a woman they want to date, some of them will decide to lace their drink, the woman's drink, drug her or get her drunk so they can have access to her body. This is a tactic some men use. Some men will come together, organize a party, a birthday party, just to sleep with women. They'll lace their drinks. Once those men pass away, they sleep with them. They do this especially in university settings. They do this in clubs, parties. This also happens in bars and restaurants. It can happen anywhere. So just be very careful. If you're the type that hangs out a lot, you love to drink, make sure you don't leave your drinks unattended to. Just be careful out there. Be careful.
Dude, you have a phone number, an IP address, and this is your digital footprint. You literally just said dead women can't say no. Hope you're proud of the statement.
Let's go. Keep it fresh. Keep our lyrics good.
Even 1,000 million years, I'ma still be I was drugged at a bar here in New Orleans, and I think it's time that we talk about it. If you're new here, my name is Lainey. I live in New Orleans, Louisiana, and I usually make content to help you love it as much as I do. And before I get into this story, I do want to say I still love New Orleans. I'm still going out, I'm still living my life, and this is not for you to stop living your life. But the fact of the matter is, every time I tell this story, someone else has a similar story. Or every time I mention in a comment what happened, someone in the comments also has that story. So this is an ongoing problem, and I just want you guys to be aware of it. So I would like to say, I don't believe this happened because I'm in New Orleans. I believe this happened because I'm a woman, and unfortunately I live in a society where that means that some people want to hurt me. And also, before I start this story, this is my lived experience. I'm not debating it with you. I'm not gonna fight with you over the facts or over what happened. I'll just block you, so make your choices wisely. This happened back in January, and like I said, I wasn't originally gonna talk about it, but it seems to be a problem that is growing for sure. It was a normal night. Cam and I had several things to do, and I had one drink while I was getting ready here at my house. Walked next door to a pregame because we actually live next door to some of Cam's friends, which is really cool. I made a drink here at my house and took it to that pregame. We then left there and went to a party at one of my friends' houses. I had 2 drinks at that party, and they were made by somebody I trust. So for those of you keeping count, this is about 4 hours, 4 drinks. Had I been drinking, yes. Was I blackout drunk or even stumbling drunk? No, absolutely not. And then someone said, let's go to the Saint. Almost didn't go. Looking back, I should have trusted that gut feeling, but we decided to go. And we got there, and I went up to the bar and I got a drink. As I'm getting that drink and some of my girlfriends are getting their drinks, Cam and my friend's husband were at the other side of the bar talking like it was just us girls. This guy comes up and starts insisting that he buy us drinks. We repeatedly tell him, no, we're good. We don't need you to buy drinks. We're lawyers. We're married / in relationships. Thank you. We're good. We're good. He was definitely creepy. He wasn't violent. He didn't threaten me. Nothing like that. He did hang around a little too close for comfort. And the last thing I remember is standing at the bar with that drink, taking a sip of it. I'm not going to get into the details of how I acted because quite frankly, it's a little embarrassing. But it became very apparent that I needed to go home. And when I got home, it became very apparent I was not well. Thankfully, I was surrounded by friends and Cam was there and I was okay. When I really knew something was wrong, though, was the next morning. I have been very sick many times in my life. Unfortunately, I have chronic illnesses. I have, autoimmune issues. I get sick. This is one of the, if not the sickest I've ever been in my life. I could not keep anything down. Water, Gatorade, anti-nausea medication. I was sweating. I was hot and cold at the same time. I was dizzy. I mean, it was like the worst stomach flu you've ever had. Finally, Cam, being the voice of reason that he is, made me go to Ochsner. They immediately took me back. I had to get injections to stop vomiting. I had to have fluids. I'm laying under blankets, chewing on ice chips. I mean, it was horrible. And it was also at the point that the nurse, when Cam stepped outside, asked me if I was safe to make sure that, this was not something he had done, which it's not. That's absolutely not what happened. Thankfully, I am okay. I'm fine. It was traumatic. I'm going to be okay. The point of this video is this is happening in New Orleans. I love New Orleans, obviously, and I want you to live your life, and I'm not saying don't go out, but I am saying you've got to be smart. Please keep an eye on your drink. Consider getting a drink cover. Don't take drinks from strangers, even if it is the cutest, best looking stranger you have ever seen from across the bar. You don't need a drink from him. If you see something, say something. If you think you see something, say something. And we just got to stick together out there, girls, because it's rough.
Let's talk about post-divorce effect on women. Some women don't take it in well. Some people lose their mind in the process. Some people get deeper into depression, especially if that man left the woman. This story is devastating. According to the person that told the story, this woman was a teacher to his child a year ago. But what happened to her? She lost her mind after her husband left her for another woman, and she has never been the same. When I went to the comments, some people in the comment section could recognize this woman. Oh yeah, she used to be a good teacher.
1 year ago, this was my daughter's first grade school teacher, Jackie Reacher. Now her mind is gone because her husband left her alone. Pray for her, y'all. Pray for her. Depression is real. You just never know how someone feels.
Why you ain't at the school no more? Why you ain't at the school no more? What happened?
He's a motherfucker.
I don't know what my daughter gonna say when she see this teacher. My school teacher, my daughter teacher. She is out of it. But just pray, man, because this is what happened when you're on this stuff. It's life. Shoo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Stove. You need some pot stove?
Oh, yeah. I'm eating a Coke.
What you want?
A Coke?
You want a Coke?
Yeah.
Just one?
Oh, yeah.
I got
Jackie Reacher. Oh my God, I remember her. She was great. Lord, please help Jackie Reacher find herself again. Why did the husband leave her for another woman?
When I first got divorced, it was the hardest part of my life. I didn't have anything. I didn't have no car. I had to start over. I literally had to sell my car. Me and my kids got on a flight with 4 suitcases and my dog, and I had to start over. I ended up having to move back with my parents. Me and my kids was sleeping in a queen size bed. All 4 of us. I was ashamed. I had to get on food stamps, and I literally had to start over. I was embarrassed. I was like, Lord, what am I going to do? I'm out here in this world. I got 3 kids. What do I do? I don't know. I don't even know where to begin. And I look at my life now, even though I'm not where I want to be yet, I'm grateful for the experience, and I'm grateful for where he has brought me from, y'all. Do you understand me? I almost lost my mind. I'm telling y'all, I know what you're going through. I almost lost my mind. It was times that I contemplated suicide and everything. And God has done so much in my life. And I just want to encourage y'all, like, you're going to make it through it. He brought me through it. Love y'all.
I was extremely sad after my divorce. I was depressed for a while, numbed myself by going to see a psychiatrist and getting a prescription for a really long time because I didn't know how to deal with it. What I can kind of pinpoint now, and what I help my clients do, work with women that are divorced to help get their lives back on track. Usually they kind of fall in the same pattern that I was in. That is, you don't feel like you have control over your life, and you don't feel like you have hope. When you lose those 2 things, it is really hard to feel happy and optimistic and motivated because you feel like the bottom dropped out and there's nothing you can do and your life is just a mess and it's never going to get better. If you can find some way to have hope again about something, even something just really tiny, or have control again about something really tiny, that should help get you some momentum back in your life and at least some better feeling. While this is not an overnight quick fix by any means, it will help you feel like you can get a handle back on your life and start to make progress. You are having trouble getting started, you can schedule a free 15-minute consult with me, and we can talk about where you want to go and how to get you there a little more quickly. Hang in there, you're going to be okay.
Life is a risk, we all know. Getting married and being in a relationship with a man is a huge gamble. Her husband left her for another woman and she lost her mind. Given that most men are selfish and self-centered, it makes it so easy for them to detach, for them to leave relationships for them to pack up and leave a marriage. I know statistically women leave marriages more than men do. They initiate divorce more than men do because men are the ones that are mostly bad behaved in marriages and relationships. A husband left her for another woman. What does that tell you? Men are insatiable. You can never satisfy them. It's always from one woman to another. They're after sex, control. They want to have total access to a woman's body. Once they are done, they feel tired of a particular person, they discard that woman and move to the next one. It's all about their personal need, their personal satisfaction. So why should you sacrifice your life for a man? Even in that your relationship that seems sweet, seems like everything is going perfectly, do not sleep on bike. If you snooze, you will lose. Don't dive with all your head, your mind, everything, your soul and body into that relationship. You can do that, but always have a backup. I'm not saying you should have a backup man. No, have a backup plan for your own life. Have your finances, have things working out for you because people change. That's the truth. I'm not wishing you bad in your relationship or marriage, but this is the reality of life. People change. People betray people. People have reasons for changing, personal reasons for changing. They don't even need to explain to you before they will switch up on you. So because of that, always put yourself first. Always put yourself first. Relationships come and go. Marriages end, break up. So just know that there's a possibility that your marriage might end or it might not end. So don't use all your soul, heart and everything and think it's a forever something. And then when it goes bad, you lose your mind. Don't do that. Always have room for what if. What if?
Who's the guy in your house? There's a guy in your house.
My boyfriend. It's okay.
This is her. I'm so sorry.
You're okay.
At least she's not in there.
Okay. Where are you at?
Mercedes,
I was just at my house. I was at the Women's Center.
Who's in that? What's the guy's name in your house?
Don't worry about it.
No, what's the guy's name in your house, Mercedes?
He's gonna be all right.
What's the name in your house, Mercedes?
He's gonna be all right.
What's the guy's name in your sister's on the phone and your mother's on the phone.
He's not gonna hit me.
What's the guy's name in your house, Mercedes?
His name is Romeo.
That's the one that beat her up. And there's a police report out for him. He's in her Mercedes. He's in her house, and there's a police report out on him, and he beat her up. Mercedes.
I'm okay.
What's his last name, Mercedes?
I don't know what his last name.
Sis, can you tell me his last name again?
He's not gonna beat up on
Mercedes. Stop. Mercedes, stop. No, he won't. He'll kill you, Mercedes. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. I've buried a lot of women, Mercedes. I buried a lot of women. My mother almost was buried. Mercedes, don't distract. Don't distract. I buried a lot of women, Mercedes. My mother barely got away. Stop. He'll kill you. He'll kill you next time, Mercedes. He'll kill you, Mercedes. Listen, he'll kill you. You're right. He won't beat you again. He'll kill you. Stop. Mercedes, stop. You know what? At this point, I have tuned you out. It's not what he's going to do now. It's what he's going to do later. I'm protecting you, Mercedes. I love you. You trust me? You trust me? Do you trust me? Do you know I have your best interest at heart? Then that's all you need to know, Mercedes. I love you, and I know what comes next. I know what comes next, Mercedes. Next time you don't get out the door. Next time James doesn't get to save you, Mercedes. I know what comes next. I promise you. I would never, like Christ, I would never do anything to hurt you. I'd sooner chew off my right arm than to do anything to hurt you, Mercedes. You understand? I'm 57 years old, Mercedes. You gotta trust me. I know how this ends. I've buried a lot of people, and you won't be one of them, Mercedes. And I will save you from you. Do you understand that? Please let me do this. You gotta get this guy out your house. He needs to go. He's going to go. So, yeah, let's see what we can do.
That is a DV situation right there. She's actively protecting her abuser. They always make you believe they will change. They're not going to hurt you again. Oh, it was just a mistake. Oh, forgive me. Oh, you made me do so. Please don't fall for it. Not every woman gets out alive. Once a man lays his hand on you, that should be the end of it. Because that is the beginning of it to him. He will keep laying his hands on you. Don't go out there having a ride or die mindset with a man that is not in the same headspace with you. Don't go out there being loyal to a man that is not loyal to you. You're wasting your time and you're submitting yourself to be used. Imagine her trying to protect her abuser. A man who can lay his hand on you will cheat on you and can cheat on you. And this is why. For him to have laid his hands on you, it means he lacks respect for himself and for you. And people that cheat lack respect for themselves and also for their spouse. So they are all in the same boat. So ladies, you should be your number one priority. Never place anyone above you. If you'd love to watch more videos like this, click this video to watch men switching up on women in relationships, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.